Our first Hall of Fame award recipient is our dear friend Richard Renton. And so Richard has been with us since before the company even was a company. And Richard has been instrumental in not only the formation of Youngevity, but the continued success of Youngevity. Richard's been instrumental in product development. He's been instrumental in business development. He's been instrumental to Michelle and myself. In fact, I attribute him saving my life at least twice, literally. And so, this night would not be complete without recognizing Richard for sure. But Richard is also one of our board of directors members. He's also on our scientific advisory board and our athletic advisory board. So we would like to call Richard Renton up to the stage.
I think the proudest thing I am is when I design a particular product, whether it was one of the original 12s or beyond tangy tangerine powders that we have today, that people come up to me and they hug me and they said, "You saved my life." I attended University of Oregon in chemistry, physical education, and nutrition. And then I worked postgraduate at Portland State University in sports medicine. So when we started on this venture, and Dr. Wallach started to say we needed to branch out and develop products and improve the line, I would put ideas together and then present them to Dr. Wallach, and he would review them, say, no, we need this, this, and this, and I'd go back, do the research, and then find the manufacturer to do it. Richard speaking. How can I help you?
When Richard first started to come out with the glucogel product, he researched and went to places and like Noxagelatin is a glucosamine source. But when he asked them, they didn't know what was in it. They didn't know where it came from. They couldn't really answer those questions. Well, Richard can answer those questions when they come up.
We're always looking at improving existing products when we see reasonable research and science that shows that if we added this ingredient to it, our product would be a better formula. What Doc does is that he looks at a particular challenge that someone might have and then put a blend of different nutrients to overcome the challenge. So when we look at products like OsteoFX, it supports bone and joint health. He looks at how can we correct a problem, not come out with a standalone vitamin. As a consumer, I appreciate that because it makes it simpler for me to figure out what I need to improve the quality of my health. Come on, doggies. Doc, when he came out with the upper levels of the initial company, part of the requirements to get that is to give back to your community. I worked search and rescue for Lane County and did mountain rescue for the state of Oregon, and it's always been part of me. And one of the blessings in receiving residual income is that we had the honor of being able to give back to our community, to the fire district, to help them get additional equipment so that we can protect our community better. And I think if we're going to be good company, we have to be good to our community.
What makes Youngevity different? It's kind of been a common theme for all of us, right?
I think it's important for our company to grow that everyone talks about the company. And so I always enjoy going on the road and meeting with the distributors. And we go out there and we explain to people how we make the nutritional products and how we come up with these formulas. It's not important that the distributor knows all this information. What's important is they know that we take all the steps to have the quality, the potency, and the correct formula so that they can represent our company. Working with the people that we work with now, I can see us becoming $1 billion company without a problem.
Richard and Roxanne Renton, it is Steve's and my great pleasure to honor you with the very first as recipients of the Hall of Fame for Youngevity.
Thank you. Let's see, I'm supposed to hold my hands open and smile with my eyes.
I think it's the first time I've been up on the stage in a couple of years that I don't have a time limit on the clock. That's really great. I personally want to thank the Wallachs and the Briskys, all the family, for this honor. We're really surprised and blessed, and you know, longevity really is a huge, huge, huge part of our lives. You know, I knew Steve 32 years ago when he was 17 years old. And I needed someone to help me with a business, and we started an aquarium store, and I needed someone with product knowledge. And I literally went around to various aquarium stores looking for someone that would help me so my business wouldn't fail. And I found this 17-year-old kid that knew everything about animals. And I basically said to him, you could be my partner or I'll pay you more, but you have to come work with me. And that was Steve Wallach when he was 17 years old. And so why I'm telling you this story is that this business is about relationships, and developing relationships, keeping relationships, never burning a bridge. All those things are so important. And so my blood is longevity blood. My goal to you is to always do my absolute best to present you products that you guys can be comfortable recommending to your friends, recommending to your family members and your loved ones. And that if there's any way that I can help any of you at any time, it's my goal to do that, and that's my promise. And so now it's your turn.
Well, I apologize because I don't speak in public, but I do have something to say. And at first, I'm very proud of you, Richard. And I want to say that I was there 20 years ago when Doc called Steve and Richard and informed them that he no longer wanted to be with the multi-level company that he was with, that they were not putting out a quality product, and that he was going to start his own company, and he needed Steve and Richard to make a quality liquid vitamin and mineral product. And that was February of 1997. So what did Doc do next? Well, he does what he always does. He went on the road and talked about 90 nutrients, and just like he always does. But then we started getting calls for orders for a product that was not made, sign-ups for a company that was not formed. Thanks, Shar. You're the one that was out there doing that. And let me tell you, Steve and Michelle and Richard went into warp speed mode, and by April of 1997, 2 months later, American Longevity, now Longevity, was born. And the first product was, of course, Ultimate Classic. I named that, by the way. The story may change, but I did. So from that point on, Richard and Steve, all they needed to do was stay one step ahead of Doc and try to figure out what product that he was going to talk about so that they didn't have to back order anything. It's not an easy task. So it has been an amazing 20 years, and I can't wait for the next 20 years.
Thank you.